All right, three, two, one, go. Jesse here. We're going to talk about my recoup build that I'm calling it. Um, each piece of jewelry has damage taken recouped as X, Y, whatever. Um, and what this means is that we can recover all of our damage taken as life and mana over 4 seconds. Um, you can tell immediately by looking at these pieces of gear that uh, this is really not optimized build yet. I mean, there are a lot of pieces of gear that need improvement, but I just want to talk about where I'm at now, where I think I'm going to go with it. Just bought this chest piece earlier. Damage taken recouped his life. I mean, that's the stat we want, right? Right now, I think we're well over 100%. And in addition to the recovery rate that we're getting, uh, we are very, very survivable in that whenever we take damage, we're back up to half, like immediately. Um, but we're not that tanky because we still get one shot. Kind of sucks, actually. So, next steps for the build. I think as much as I love the fact that petrified blood actually does work with recovery of this nature, because you're recouping the same amount regardless of whether you have full life or this level of life, but petrified blood mitigates the damage and makes you take it over a period of time. So it's kind of like you're always recovering back the damage that you took and that petrified blood is preventing. Um, so I thought that the synergy was worth it, but I feel like it's making me not tanky enough. Now the problem is you'd think that I would go energy shield here, and I actually pulled back on energy shield. The reason that you struggle to go energy shield is because you're taking damage every single tick of cast while channeling. And so you can't actually recharge your energy shield. Once it goes to zero, you'll see in a map, my energy shield doesn't go back up. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll just use leech. Well, I don't really have enough energy shield to justify leech. Leech is not that good of a recovery mechanic unless you go Ghost Reaver. Maybe I go Ghost Reaver. I thought about doing that as well. But the other problem is that petrified blood, Forbidden Rite, we want to take a lot of chaos damage because we want to trigger our cast when damage taken supports. So we want to deal a lot of damage to ourselves. So if we have some huge amount of energy shield, maybe I could get this to work. Maybe it could figure itself out. But if we have a small amount of energy shield, we're not, and we have, I don't know, like CI or shavs or something. We don't take enough damage from Forbidden Rite to um, trigger our cast when damage taken support gems. I mean, at least that's the way I'm processing it now. I think maybe a super optimized version of this that has crazy amounts of money. Maybe you could do this um, somehow with Energy Shield, but there is no damage taken recouped as Energy Shield um, mod on rings. The whole idea of using this is with life. I just bought this shield today. I don't think it was a good purchase, but I'm having like a little like buyer's remorse, like sunk cost, where I feel like I have to use it because I bought it. I don't have to use a shield. I bought it and I'm like, oh, I have to use it. I really don't have to use it. But the synthesized implicit theoretically could be good for us. Um, we are using divine guidance, and this is another kind of a buyer's remorse I'm using it because I paid for it and I don't want it to go to waste. Realistically, I don't know how much this is really doing for us. We're taking 40% of our damage as mana. We are recovering a lot of it through these jewel implicits. 1% damage taken recouped as mana. And then we got mana recovery from this. Damage taken recouped as mana. Anyways, the point is, like, I don't even know if doing the mana thing was worth it. But that's where we are now. We're committed to the mana thing. We're just using a Rebuke of the Veil. I mean, Battle Mage. I don't even know if this is the right ascendancy for this archetype. But I'm level 90 now, and I don't have enough time to like switch. I actually do want to see how far I can push this. Like, maybe I can push this farther. Maybe, I mean, you know, maybe I cut some stuff. I cut some of this. I use clusters more. I don't know. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. This is where we're at right now. I think that we're tanky enough to do red maps, but not tanky enough to really, really push. So let's just do one. I mean, I guess we'll do a T16. Actually, let's do this. Dungeon. This is not a great layout. Nobody likes this layout. Minus resistance is not my favorite, but actually, no, yeah, let's not do that. Fine. Alright, so you'll see pretty quickly how the build functions in practice. I am spinning to win. In fact, I'll even put on my Cyclone MTX. Just to show that we're spinning to win. So I right click just to trigger a couple of Forbidden Rites. I deal a hit to myself. Start generating my Frenzy charges from my Anoint on my boots. And then with the Stampede boots, I also just kind of go through stuff. But if you look at my health bar, you know that I just don't. I'm taking a decent bit of my damage, but Petrified Blood is preventing some of it, and then a lot of it's going to my mana. 40% is going to the mana. But I'm triggering Wave of Conviction, Purifying Flame. So, I mean, this is fun. The build is fun to me. It's very much like lots of brightness and noise on the screen. So if you want something with visual clarity, it's probably not the right build for you. But you know, I've been having fun with it. I'm gonna keep pushing it. I think there's room for improvement. But this is an example of that death. We have you know, our EHP from a single non-blocked hit is just not that high. So, and we only have 75% to our resistances. So yeah, build is not that tanky ultimately. Despite the fact that we recover the damage very quickly, you know. So I don't know. I mean, a part of me thinks maybe I shouldn't have gone with the shield. I should have just stuck with the staff. Part of me thinks that I shouldn't use Petrified Blood, or I should figure out different ways of mitigating damage. But I think what I'll probably have to do, unfortunately, is drop Petrified Blood. I mean, I think that's realistically, like, we're cutting 30% of our damage if we do that. We have, you know, we can't use low life. But maybe that's the choice. I mean, it's the nature of using Forbidden Rite and taking that damage. You know, you gotta. We already have a pretty decent amount of damage. At least I feel like we do. I feel like it's tolerable. See, that time that Ice Nova didn't kill us. I mean, the other thing I'm neglecting to mention is the fact that we are our Forbidden Rite damage. I mean, it still is doing enough damage to us where if we get like a server tick that our Forbidden Rite procs at the exact same time as some other source of damage, we'll probably die. But I'm big on the spin to win, like move while dealing damage builds. Like being able to have a hand free if I need to. You know, and also if I get this tanky enough, I'll feel really comfortable. Maybe comfortable enough to switch over to try to play with a controller, something of that nature. Because I want to be able to like watch TV shows and watch streams while I do this build. But yeah, I said in one of the very first videos I ever made about Path of Exile that visual clarity is not a strength, and here we are in a dungeon map where it's dark and I'm casting all these spells like constantly, just visual chaos. So hard to even understand what's happening. And this is, I mean, if I died here, well, I can see that, but generally speaking, if I die, I have no idea what the source of the damage was. Metamorph is a mechanic that's very, very, very difficult to see because it's like made of like black goop or something. So in a map like this, like good luck trying to figure out what happened to you. Also probably should have a cast on death thing, but it's fine. We do have a Veil Clarity, which I always forget to use. It's pretty useful. I should probably use it more often. Also, this guy must regenerate, I assume. Otherwise, I don't know how we're doing so little damage. Metamorphs are no joke, though. I mean, this is a T16 Metamorph. It's just a tanky boy. It's a tanky, tanky boy. I mean, we are a tanky boy, too, but, you know, not tanky enough, apparently. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Spin to win. I mean, this is actually, this Metamorph is actually pretty tanky. They usually don't. There you go, finally. And that map drop is like brighter than anything else on the whole screen. Like, game, you know when you dropped something, and you dropped loot, you get that dopamine hit. Onto the map boss, and then the end of the video, and then I'll go back to my life of continuing to map. Probably watching a show or something. Alright. If a boss is really, really dangerous, which I don't think this boss is, but we can just run in a circle and just let our volatile deads hit him. But I think for this boss we can get up personal because I don't think this type of damage is what that threatening to. I mean, I say that and I'm gonna die probably, but
resist the assault.
All right. So there you have it. That was a T16 using the Recoup build. Total cost of investment, decent amount. There are better builds for the budget, for sure. No regrets. But that's it. Y'all have a good night.